Hi there, this is John Lyas from HeyUGuys, and today we're going to be looking at the biggest reveals and most shocking moments from this year's San Diego Comic-Con. What you'll find here is a breakdown of the biggest and best news items to come out of Comic-Con this year, and an in-depth look at what they mean for the future and why you should be excited. Number 10. Flashpoint and Ben Affleck's Batman future. One of the biggest surprises to come out of Warner Bros. DC Films panel was the reveal that the Flash's movie is going to be titled Flashpoint. Now, the comic book version of this story saw Barry Allen transported and stranded in a post-apocalyptic world where Aquaman and Wonder Woman were at war because he travelled back in time to save his mother from the Reverse Flash. Now, that may sound extreme, and time travel can be a dangerous thing. This movie could also be the perfect place to usher out Ben Affleck's Batman, as it's in that reality his father is actually the Caped Crusader. However, Affleck was quick to say at the panel that he intends to remain on as Batman for as long as Warner Bros. And the audience will have him. Number 9. Ant-Man and the Wasp fills out its cast. Ant-Man and the Wasp hasn't started shooting yet, but Marvel Studios still brought out some concept art and casting news to Comic-Con. By far the biggest reveal is that former Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer is going to play Janet Van Dyne, a character better known to the fans as the Wasp, who is the wife of Hank Pym and the mother of Hope Van Dyne. She's not the only new addition to the sequel either, as Hannah John Kamen has been confirmed as the Ghost, who can pass through walls and is a master criminal, obviously, while Man of Steel star Lawrence Fishburne is making the leap to the MCU to play Dr. Bill Foster. Walton Goggins has also been confirmed as Sonny Burke, and Randall Park will play Jimmy Woo. Number 8. Future DC animated movies announced. At Comic-Con this year, Warner Bros. Animation announced an exciting new slate of releases. They'll be kicking things off with Batman Gotham by Gaslight before finally putting the spotlight on some other heroes. The first up is Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. Warner Bros. Is clearly hoping to capitalise on the popularity of the movie, and Harley Quinn will no doubt play a central role here. Even more exciting though is the fact that a special two-parter titled The Death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen is on its way, which will adapt that classic 90s take in its entirety. Moving to TV for number 7, we're looking at The Defenders. Aside from a few casting announcements, Comic-Con this year didn't mark an overly exciting showing from DC TV. Marvel, however, delivered the goods. We got an excellent new look at The Defenders, the series that's going to finally unite Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist and Jessica Jones. It certainly eclipsed the poor showing of their other show, Inhumans, which looks pretty terrible, it has to be said. It was also announced that Daredevil is getting a 3rd season and that Iron Fist will return for a 2nd. In the case of the latter, Sleepy Hollow's Raven Metzner has been appointed as the new showrunner. And this probably shouldn't come as too much of a surprise after the critical pounding season 1 took, so big changes are likely to be going on behind the scenes. Another very successful comic book to TV adaptation, we're looking at number 6 with What's the Deal with Rick Grimes? And this is the new trailer for season 8 of The Walking Dead. As is traditional, Hall H in San Diego Comic-Con saw the debut of the trailer for the forthcoming season of The Walking Dead, and there was plenty to talk about. Some incredible action-packed moments and lots of teasers about what's to come as Rick Grimes and his fellow survivors go to war with Negan and his band of so-called survivors. However, the moment that's left everyone talking is the shot of Rick waking up in a very clean living room with a white beard and a few more years on the clock. The appearance of a walking stick has left fans wondering if this is a flash forward to a moment comic book fans will know all about, or if it's just a dream sequence of some sort showing his hopes for the future. Whatever it is, it's going to be a fantastic season. Number 5. Captain Marvel is a period piece. Now, it makes us feel incredibly old to say that Captain Marvel is going to be a period piece because it's being set in the 1990s. The reveal has left fans with a lot of questions, including where Carol Danvers has been all this time and why she likely won't have aged when she appears in the 4th Avengers film. However, what we do know is that Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is going to appear, albeit with 2 eyes, so this could be where we learn the origin of that eye patch. It's also been confirmed that Captain Marvel will be right in the middle of the Kree-Skrull War, and the latter alien race is one fans have been hoping to see in the MCU for a very long time. And number 4, it's Thor Ragnarok. The God of Thunder gets rebooted. Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't normally do reboots, but there's no getting around from the fact that Thor Ragnarok is going to be a very, very different sort of movie. The tone is completely different to the first two installments, and the trailer made it clear that Thor RAGNAROK is going to be a lot of fun. Now, tonal changes aside, it was also very clear from the latest sneak peek that fans can expect plenty of epic action as well. As well as Thor and the Hulk's gladiatorial fight, we will see the Jade Giant battling with iconic comic book bad guys the Fenris Wolf and Surtar. Throw in Kate Blanchett's delightfully evil Hela, and this Marvel movie may have the best baddies yet. Now into the top 3, and we're looking at one of the biggest films this year. This is the Justice League. Now, as expected, Warner Brothers released a brand new trailer for Justice League during Comic-Con, and it did not disappoint. While there was some questionable CGI in there, the signs are definitely pointing to this one being a hit for the studio, and the moment that has everyone talking is the final scene. Now, we know that Superman will be making his return at some point in Justice League, but the method of exactly how isn't clear. Is it the Man of Steel that Alfred is talking to at the very end of the trailer, or is it another hero who may be introduced as a nice surprise to the fans? We're betting on the former, but who knows? Now, this is perhaps less of a surprise, but it was certainly a welcome one. In at number 2, we have the leaking online of the first trailer for Avengers Infinity War. It was just a few years ago that the first teaser for Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice leaked online, and after trying and failing to get it taken down, Warner Bros. Was forced to release an official version. They later had to do exactly the same thing with Suicide Squad. Now, this year it was Marvel's turn as the first Avengers Infinity War trailer leaked from Hall H. Now, so far, Marvel haven't responded to any of the leaks, and they certainly haven't put out an official version, but the bootleg is out there if you know where to look. Now, if you have seen it, the footage you'll know is breathtaking, and a definite sign that this is going to be the biggest Marvel movie yet. And finally, in at number 1, we have a long overdue DC film slate. Now, during their panel on Saturday, DC announced some of the most anticipated comic book movies coming in the next few years. Some of them we knew were coming: Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, Green Lantern Corps, Justice League Dark, The Batman, Batgirl, Shazam and Flashpoint. However, there are some movies missing. There was no mention of David Ayer's Gotham City Sirens, nor Black Adam, which is supposed to star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There was no mention of Nightwing or the rumoured Man of Steel sequel. Now, it's hard to say whether or not that's a bad thing, but it's not easy to escape the feeling that Warner Brothers still haven't got their act together in quite the same way that Marvel Studios have. Those are our top 10 biggest reveals and shocking moments from this year's San Diego Comic-Con. If there were any that we missed, or any that particularly excited you, leave a comment below. And as always, like and subscribe, because that's the way everyone does things these days. See you next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!